We good?
Yep, let's go.
What is good, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy, Big Sin, and I am here with the homie, Hollywood J Black. We really hope that you like the new look of this broadcast. Facebook only live. We'll get to YouTube later. But what's good, Hollywood?
You know how we do, sir. Welcome to Sinful Black Entertainment, the OvaTyme Sports Show, the show for the people. And we do this Monday through Friday, not just for us, but for y'all, because we know that we need an alternative to Sports Center. And so what we like to do is give you that alternative. We show you what's up, and then that's pretty much the dealio. So we had a wild game this weekend, sir, didn't we?
Oh, yes, we did. My goodness. I will say this. These Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be real in the future. Give them another couple years, they are going to be a real threat.
Bruh, I'm telling you, let's switch it up to the side-by-side. So this weekend was lit. NFL action was lit. NBA action was lit. I mean, it was a hell of a weekend. You know, it had to come down to 4 teams in the AFC and the NFC championship games. I was really happy, really impressed by everything that was done by both teams. Well, 3 teams. The Vikings didn't do shit. But let's talk.
Let's get into the AFC game.
All right, let us do that. Hold on. Where the hell did my thing go?
So while he's trying to figure out where his thingy went, it's probably under the table in his pants where it should be. Let me talk about this game with the AFC Championship. Now, it was a wonderful game. It kept people on the edge of their seats. Jacksonville was putting in that work. But unlike Pittsburgh, the Patriots did not fall.
I don't care about this stuff.
No, that's right, because here's the deal, right? Remember how we always talk about putting your foot on the throat of your opponent when you know that you have a big lead? Jacksonville didn't do it last week, and we knew that it was, if they did that again, Tom Brady wasn't going to let them slide. And that's exactly what happened in this game. Tom Brady did not let them slide now one bit. In fact, more so, and it's funny. It's funny that because if you've noticed after halftime, at halftime, there was a commercial regarding Tom Brady, and him not, what's the word I'm looking for? Him battling Father Time, basically.
Yeah, for that special he's doing.
Yeah, so they played that commercial, and then pretty much when I saw that commercial, I was like, "Time's up. Time is up for these boys." I was like, "Man."
So okay, let me put something out there. In the first half, Leonard Fournette had his way with the Patriots defense. Blake Bortles made some good throws, nothing big, nothing major, but he did not turn the ball over. That is all Jacksonville could ask for yesterday. Now, second half, the Jaguars were up. The Patriots took away what they did what they always do, and that's take away a team's best option. They took away Leonard Fournette and said, hey, let's make Blake Bortles beat us. Can he do it? No, he can't.
No, and that's exactly what happened. Blake Bortles, they put the game in Blake Bortles' hands. And, I mean, oddly enough, here's the funny part. So Blake Bortles and Tom Brady, from a stat standpoint, were fairly equal going into the fourth quarter. Blake
Bortles had a dominant. He was over. He had, I think, 130 more passing yards than Tom Brady going into the fourth.
Yeah.
The fourth quarter, Tom Brady shredded the Jacksonville defense.
Yeah, they did, and that's not even a lie. Tom Brady does what he does best, and big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. I'm going to say –
You know what the biggest play of that game was?
What?
Fourth down, was it 4th and 9? Blake Bortles had an open receiver. Stephon Gilmore jumped the outstretched arm and knocked that ball to the ground.
Yeah. That was probably one of the most impressive defensive plays I had in a while. I mean, Blake Bortles, because you think about this. If he had connected with that pass, Jaguars would have won.
Yes.
That would have been a wrap. Had it been just a little higher, then that would have been a wrap for New England. But again,
the best part about that was it was a perfect pass, the perfect play, and perfect defense all rolled into one.
Yep. Which is like I said before, sir. Big time players make big time plays in big time games. The fact of the matter is he was a big time player, and he made a big time play in perhaps one of the most big time games next to the Super Bowl, because this is the game that gets you into the big game. You really can't ask for anything else. Shout out to the New England Patriots. Shout out to Tom Brady. And hell, shout out to Belichick for coming out with that defensive game plan that really stymied. That they limited Jacksonville to 2 field goals in the second half. They shut down Leonard Fournette. They dared Blake Bortles to beat him. And for the most part, they bent, but they didn't break, which is a staple for New England. They bend sometimes, but they won't break.
Now, where I thought New England had lost the game when Danny Amendola had that backwards pass to Deion Lewis and he fumbled it.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, this might not be the day. But they held him to a 3-and-out and they went right back on the charge.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what it was.
Remember I told you last night I had 2 gates I wanted to premiere today.
Yes.
This I am a credible sports insider and I have contacts, damn it. I have contacts.
Okay.
So, the first gate comes from this game, and I call it the next bounty gate because that hit on Rob Gronkowski was probably the most deliberate targeting hit that I have seen since the Saints took out Brett Favre.
Wow, I would probably say that. Now, my question is, speaking of that, I mean, because it's something that we're going to talk about in our in a preview coming up next week in the Sinful Black. I think this.
No, we have 2 weeks to the Super Bowl. So this week we'll get people hyped for the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. So we're looking at hopefully to see if Rob Gronkowski comes back. I mean, it's a concussion. I mean, again, that's 2 weeks to recover. Usually they can recover in about 2 weeks, but we're talking about Gronk here. He'll probably be ready to go tomorrow. The other side of this, the big question that I have for you, sir, is because I watched that hit, and that was a brutal hit. Do you think that the NFL should employ the same rule that they have that the college has for if it was a targeted hit, or if they feel that it was a targeted hit, that the player that hit him should be ejected?
I do like the personal foul rule when it comes to the NFL right now. But the thing is, they didn't give him a personal foul for that play. You know what I'm saying? If he would have done something again, he would have still been playing. They did not do that. It was an obvious helmet to helmet, and it was an obvious hit that shouldn't have happened.
That's very true. That's very true. To me, I think that, I like the rule that college has. The problem that I have with it is that they base it off of slow motion and what they see on the replay before they decide whether they're going to eject somebody. That's the one thing that I don't like about the rule. And because of that, it kind of makes me iffy about it. It makes me real iffy about it. So I don't know.
Like I said, in the NFL, they usually get 2. They usually get two chances. If they do one, they have a chance to not do it again throughout the game before they get ejected. Yeah. But in this instance yesterday, they didn't even give him the strike. They were like, fuck it, just a penalty. There you go.
Yeah. So, I think it's something that the NFL should look into for the future. But they got to find a way to better implement it than college does, because I don't think slow motion kind of does it any justice. I think they have to look at it.
My second gate comes from the next game, and you're gonna get a kick out of this one.
Oh boy! All right, go ahead, sir.
So let's talk about the game first.
Okay.
So Nick Foles lit up the fucking Vikings defense yesterday.
Yes, he did. Let's hold on. I had my stat thing, and I was looking at the.
So Nick Foles' stat line for yesterday.
Yeah.
26 of 33, 352 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Jesus.
A perfect QBR.
Jesus, 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 Jesus. And,
Um, Nick
that's what.
Foles. Nick Foles has been one of the most efficient quarterbacks since he's been in the league.
Yeah, yeah, he has. He has.
Oh, I like the overlay down there. I just noticed it.
Yeah, I just found a way to make it work. That's what I've been trying to work on while we've been talking, trying to make sure that works. I missed the Patriots one, but okay, it's fine. No big deal. Yeah, so let's talk about this. I mean, Case Keenum did what you could probably ask him to do. 28 for 48, 271. Nick Foles did everything and more, way more. He overachieved in this game. 26 to 33, 352. The game really came down to the rushing game. And remember, that's something that we discussed a while ago, that Jager was going to have to establish himself as a running back in this game and run all over Minnesota in order for this to actually work and actually, be a team effort type of scenario. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, Jager 18 carries for 73. LeGarrette Blount, 6 carries for 21 yards. That's around a 3.54 yard average per run for both players. Zach Ertz and Alshon Jeffrey dominated the receiving game. Alshon with 2 touchdowns. The problem really ended up being is that once the Eagles got going, they basically dared Case Keenum to beat him with his arm, and that didn't happen.
No. And if anybody expected Case Keenum to do that, you're surely mistaken, because the only reason he succeeded against the Saints was because the Vikings' run game was doing well. The Vikings' run game did shit yesterday.
No, it didn't do shit. And that was actually kind of sad if you actually think about it. I don't know. But I'll tell you what I do know. That the Eagles and the Patriots are going to be in the Super Bowl. Oh, I'm sorry. The big game.
No, remember, we called it the Booper Soul.
The Booper Soul. I'm sorry. They're going to be in the Booper Soul. Patent pending, ladies and gentlemen. Patent pending.
So here is my second gate. Okay? I'm still trying to get the name for it, but for right now, I'm going to call it Location Gate.
Location Gate. All right. Elaborate, sir.
The NFL in Bristol, Connecticut, my sources inside the NFL tell me they were so dead set against the Minnesota Vikings being the home team in the Super Bowl, they put bounties on the whole Vikings team.
Bruh, you might be on to something, because as bad as that shellacking was, they had no redeeming qualities in this game. I don't even see none. There no redeeming qualities at all.
No, at least Jacksonville put up a fight.
Yeah. I mean, you had Jerick McKinnon. He had 10 carries for 40 yards. Case Keenum had 2 picks. That's which is very uncharacteristic for Case Keenum to throw those kind of picks like that.
But is it not if you look at his Ram stats?
All right, so here's the other issue that I have. Jerick McKinnon, who's a running back, had 11 catches for 86 yards.
Yeah, they tried to play New England Patriots ball and it didn't work.
Yeah, but I mean, that also works if you have a Julian Edelman or a Danny Amendola or a Chris Hogan or a Brandon Cooks that can streak up all the way up the field with no problem.
We're going streaking!
Yeah! And neither of that happened. So
wait, I forgot to talk about the man. I want to give a special praise to Danny Amendola, because that motherfucker right there.
Yeah. You got to remember.
That dude.
I mean, you got to remember that dude is chasing greatness too. I mean, this man was considered a washout from the league. He was considered a bust. Everything else.
You got to remember when he first got to New England, Tom Brady called him soft.
Yeah. That's what happens when you're on the Rams for so many years. That'll do
But
it.
Now he's Danny Playoff Amendola.
Playoff Amendola, bitches. I mean, I'm
So
telling
now, what we have here in 2 weeks at the Booper Soul, we got the Philadelphia Eagles versus the New England Patriots. Can Tom Brady get his 6th ring this season?
Yeah, I think Tom Brady is going to get his 6th, but we'll have. I believe that he's going to get his 6th. One way or the other, he's going to get his 6th.
We'll have full analytics for the game over the next couple weeks, but
yeah, I mean, but I will tell you that defense was impressive, but very beatable. The Eagles, they were beatable. The Vikings, to me, when I looked at it on paper, I thought the Vikings had what it took to beat them. I thought they were on an emotional high, but I think the problem ended up being is that they were on the road for one. And to say that, what's the other thing I'm trying to say?
I don't know.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. So I think the emotional high turned into an emotional low once they got to Philadelphia. I don't think that they just had the moxie, the guts, whatever it is that's inside of you that makes you drive further to achieve something. I think they lost that in Minnesota because remember all the reactions that we saw were all, oh, I can't believe that this happened. I'm still in shock, blah, 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 blah. I mean, they were still in shock halfway through the week. You know what I mean? And so you have to think to yourself at some point that this is going to be that was going to be their detriment. It was going to be their downfall, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, that game last week, and one thing I'm going to say is, Eagles fans, can you be any more disrespectful?
I think they can achieve a new high. I think that they can. I mean, that's not even the worst.
Well, you do realize that in the city of Philadelphia last night, these morons were setting fires, and they haven't even won the big game.
Well, I know, but everybody told them that they weren't going to the Super Bowl. I mean, if somebody's been telling you for a whole entire year that once Carson Wentz got hurt, you ain't going to the Super Bowl, guess what, buddy? You're going to set some shit on fire, too.
But you know what? You're the number 1 seed. Act like it.
While this is true, this is also true.
So for the first time in a long time, we have number 1 seed versus number 1 seed in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. Now, they did say, from a betting standpoint, in the last 6 Super Bowls, that the number 1 and number 2 seed, like the 2 best teams in the NFL, or at least 2 of the top 3 teams in the NFL have played each other in the Super Bowl for the last 6 years. So, the only team that hasn't made it, that was the number 1 team that made it to the playoffs and didn't make it?
Who's that?
The Dallas Cowboys.
Well, of course not. The Jacksonville Jaguars have more playoff wins since '96. The Jacksonville Jaguars have more AFC Championship games than the Dallas Cowboys have playoff wins since 1996.
Let's not forget that the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, no, I'm sorry. Blake Bortles has more playoff wins than the Dallas Cowboys have in the last 10 years.
So with that note, let's go ahead and move on to the NBA.
So
one thing I gotta say about the NBA is how the fuck Cleveland Cavaliers gonna give up 88 points to Carmelo Anthony, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook the other night?
You knew it was a problem. You knew it was a problem. I knew it was a problem. America knew it was a problem. This isn't surprising. I told you. I warned you, sir. I said, Big Sim, my man, my main man, my snowman, that the Cavaliers just aren't deep enough to compete with anybody in the Western Conference, and they're not winning a championship this year. I said it.
I told you they'll still be in the finals when it comes to the Eastern Conference.
But I don't think that they're going to be able to beat I don't think that they're going to be able to beat the Celtics. Hell, if the right Indiana team shows up as an 8 seed, I don't think they're going to beat Indiana.
Well, they don't have to worry about the 8th seed because that'll be Boston's problem.
Well, I mean, it comes to a point that the fucking Cleveland Cavaliers, whether the 3rd seed now, they might end up being a 4th seed. What if the Cavaliers are intentionally tanking at this point?
They did it last year, so they wouldn't have to play the Wizards in the first round, so it wouldn't.
Because they would have got wiped out. That's what happened. They weren't ready. It just wasn't going to go down like that. Sorry, Sia wouldn't want to be here.
All right, so let's talk about last night's action.
Yes. So we have a four-game slate. We had the Magic beating the Celtics 103-95. And I think we're still at the Kyrie-less Orlando Magic. I mean, the Kyrie-less Celtics, I mean. No, I'm sorry. Kyrie dropped 40.
Kyrie dropped 40, yes.
He dropped 40 and they lost to the Magic. Oh, my God.
Well, that was a good Stephen A. Smith impression right there.
Oh, my God. Let's see.
Then we had the LA Lakers stomping a mud hole in the New York Knicks, 127-107.
Bruh, the Lakers have been on point ever since Lonzo Ball came back. They've been out proving a point. They've been on that fuck LeVar Ball shit. You know what I'm saying? That fuck LeVar Ball swag. And they've been doing their thing. I think they won 4 of their last 5, something around there. The Lakers have been on point.
Now, how about this? The game of the night, baby. The Brooklyn Nets beating the Detroit Pistons 101-100 with Mr. Dinwiddie, the league MVP, with the game winner with 1.1 second left.
I'm impressed, but I'm not surprised. The whole thing is I've told you about these Nets. I've told you about Dinwiddie. I've been telling people about Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. I've been sitting here telling everybody that I can how good the Nets are if they actually play some really good team ball. Remember, the Nets are 18-29. They're only not that far off from getting an 8th seed into the playoffs. That's something to really think about. The Nets could sneak in as an 8th seed and give somebody a little bit of a run. They're young. They're not even at full strength. They paid big money for what is it, D'Angelo Russell. They paid big money for Jeremy Lin, and both of those players are out. D. Russ isn't even going to be back until I think February, March. They're not even at full strength. I mean, this has basically become the Dinwiddie Rondé Hollis-Jefferson connection. I mean, this is real. Let's look at it. She's outside, baby. Calm down. All right. So, all right. So, sorry, my daughter's trying to leave. So we had Rondé Hollis-Jefferson drop 21 and 8. Dinwiddie dropped 22, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. We had some dude named Jay Harris drop 12 points. We had some dude named Jay Harris drop 12 points. We even had a Jahlil Okafor sighting for 7 minutes. Holy crap!
DeMarre Carroll dropped 16.
Yes, DeMarre Carroll, who's been a godsend at that small forward position. They stole him from Toronto. And
Atlanta.
Was it alive? I thought he played in Toronto last year before he came over. No? Okay. Oh, no, the dude that played for Toronto plays for Cleveland now because that dude gave LeBron fits, so he stole him. I forgot. Sorry. Anyways, LeBron just stealing all the players that he can't beat. Okay, that's typical LeBron.
You know what that sounds like?
What?
Kevin Durant.
That is not true, okay?
Really?
It's not true.
Really?
So we're gonna settle this debate once and for all. Do you think that the Oklahoma City with Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant could have ever beat the Golden State Warriors?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
They came back from a 3-1, and they beat them the year prior to that.
Yes, they came back from a 3-1, and then Kevin Durant said, "Oh, I can't beat Golden State. I'm going to go join them."
All right, so when he was
Kevin Durant is the Darrell Revis of the NBA.
All right, so here's my other question. So if you're a free agent, right, and you're allowed to go anywhere do you want, where do you go?
Hey, I'm just saying what he did. I'm not saying I blame him.
But where do you go? What choices do you have, sir? Do you go?
You don't go to San Antonio because they just lost to the Pacers.
Exactly. That's exactly where you go.
But no. Okay, the way it went down. That I think that's what the biggest issue is the fact that they blew a 3-1 lead. And he went and grabbed his ball and ran to Golden State like, please protect me from my sins. Please protect me. Uncle Russ is being mean.
Uncle Russ is being mean. Uncle Russ is not being mean. You know what Uncle Russ is doing? Ball hogging. That's what he does. But that's what he always does, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, he had 20. Hey, hold on. You can't say that. Because in that game against Cleveland, he had 20 assists.
Yes, because he passed it to himself. No, I'm just playing. I don't even know exactly how he pulled that off.
How the motherfucker score 30 and have 20 assists?
All right.
That's how bad Cleveland was.
So we knew things were going to work out in Oklahoma City simply because the way that Russell Westbrook actually plays basketball and the fact that the owner wasn't willing to hire any more free agents. You see, he had to trade for free agents that might not even be there next week.
That's not the point.
Exactly. So, with that said, what we just talked about again? The Pacers beating the Spurs. Is that what happened? Was that
yes? The Pacers beat the Spurs, and the Spurs demoted Tony Parker from the starting lineup.
Well, I'm not surprised about that. I mean,
he's like 40.
Exactly. I mean, the man.
There's only one 40-year-old. Who's relevant in sports today? That's Tom Brady.
Damn.
Because Tim Duncan retired 2 years ago.
But here's the messed up part about it. It's not like DeJounte Murray did any better. He went 3 of 8, had 8 points. Tony Parker actually did better from the bench, playing 20 minutes, getting 12 points. So, I mean, the Spurs I don't even think are going to be able to beat Houston this year in the playoffs. So we're going to look at it. We're going to be looking at the matchup that we really wanted: Houston versus Golden State.
Which right now Houston has their number.
I mean, they play faster. They play speedball. The thing is that once the Golden State Warriors figure out which lineup is going to contend with them, then it's going to be a problem for Houston. I think that's going to be. They better be number 1 and number 2. And I better see them in the conference finals because any other team that's in the conference finals is going to be extremely boring as hell. It's going to go to 7. But I really think that Golden State will be able to will put the nail in their coffin in the playoffs. They've gotten the better of them. Houston's got the better of them this season, but I think they'll put the nail in the coffin in the playoffs. What do you think, sir?
I think we're going to see a Celtics-Rockets finals.
A Celtics-Rockets finals? What is this, 1984?
That's my prediction on 1/22/2018. The Celtics and the Rockets. We will archive this shit on YouTube right after this video. But I got 8 minutes before I got to go to work, so let's move on to the NHL.
NHL. All right. So I screwed up the spelling for the hold on, wait. I screwed up the spelling for this.
How did you screw up the spelling for NHL?
You know, I don't know. It just sucks. I mean, I could probably add it real quick. Hold on. And
so while he's updating that, I'm going to run you down the scores from last night's game. We had the Philadelphia Flyers beating the Washington Capitals 2-1. We had those Las Vegas Golden Knights defeating the Hurricanes 5-1.
There we go. We got it right.
We have the Winnipeg Jets defeating the Canucks 1-0. We have the San Jose Sharks defeating the Anaheim Mighty Ducks 6-2. And we have the Los Angeles Kings defeating the New York Rangers 4-2.
I'm happy about all of that. Cali, Vegas represent, stand up. You know how we do around here. That's I'm really proud about that. I actually watched hockey. I watched the Flyers game last night, and I thought to myself after watching that Flyers game before the playoffs started, this is a rough time for hockey because shit, they got to compete with the NFL this time of year. They're gonna have the next 2 weeks are gonna be straight, and then the weekend of the Super Bowl is gonna be blackout for NHL, blackout for NBA.
I think in 2 weeks that's the NHL All-Star game, so it don't really matter.
That's true. That's true. Oh, and some news in hockey. The GM for USA Hockey, who helped put up together the Olympic team without NHL players, has died at the age of 53. My condolences to his family. He was actually one hell of a GM. He played at Wisconsin, and then he was basically got into the business of hockey. He put together the Olympic team, the college ones.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, my condolences go out to him, him and his family. I hope, they can find some peace and solace at this time. But he's been with USA Hockey since 2000. They've won 34 gold medals, 19 silver, 11 bronze. This was actually, I didn't realize that this year was actually going to be the only time that there were going to be no NHL players in the Olympic team.
Yep.
So I don't know what they're going to do. They have to promote a new GM. I hope they can find it. Hopefully they can bring home some gold medals for just for him in his memory, because he put together that team, and that team was legit. I don't know if you've heard a lot of Michigan State players, Wisconsin players on that team is vicious, bro.
Oh, I've been paying attention. Trust that.
Yeah, nasty, bro, nasty. Like I said, my condolences go out to him, him and his family. Hope everything's okay with that. But February 9th is when the Winter Olympics start. There's only one team that I'm voting for, and that's USA. And that's really all I got to say about that. What?
USA. But, all right, my friend. Let's start to wrap this show up. What do you got to say to the peoples?
All right. So we changed things a little bit of the format, and I'm going to look at the back of the video, see how things went. First off, I want to thank everybody for watching Sinful Black Entertainment, watching us do what we do on a daily basis. It is much appreciated, and thank you for showing us much love here. So if you like what you see, you enjoy the new format, you like things the way that they are, or even if you don't and you want to tell us that you don't, in order to be able to reach us and talk to us, you know what you got to do, baby. You got to subscribe. You got to like. You got to follow. And definitely, if you love it, you got to retweet it. So if you're going to see this on YouTube once we upload this bad boy.
I will upload it as soon as this video is over. I will have it porting over to YouTube. All
right. So thank you. The Big Sin doing a little bit of technical work for me, and I appreciate it so much, sir. My main man. So if you follow us on YouTube, or if you see us on YouTube, what I need you to go ahead and do is hit that subscribe button. It's a nice little red button. You click it, turns nice and gray, and says subscribe once you do. That way you'll see the best that Sinful Black Entertainment has to offer, including video game plays, video game reviews. I just did a video this morning trying out some hot ass chips that I was disappointed in. And if you want to see that video, you'll catch that thing on YouTube too. And then, of course, OvaTyme Sports Show, and then the flagship show, Off the Rails, and
which will be back this week.
Yes. We did a little bit of technical stuff, and so we didn't get a chance to do it this weekend. But
not only that, Mr. Black needed and deserves some time with his lovely wife this weekend.
Yes, I needed that little bit of time with wife, kids, everything.
She probably hates me at this moment.
Probably. So, also, if you follow us on Facebook, which I know a lot of you watching this video are seeing this on Facebook, make sure you see Sinful Black Entertainment. You see the thumbs up. When you see the thumbs up, click that like button. Make sure you like us. And then also make sure that you set us to being on the top of your feed. So when we go live or when we post, guess what, baby? You get to see everything that Sinful Black Entertainment has to give you, including everything I just ran down to you. If you really like us and you really want to see us succeed, what we need you to do is a couple things, actually. First off, Share us on Facebook. Share Sinful Black Entertainment. Share the videos that you see on here. Share the memes that we're gonna start posting and having a little bit of fun with. But also, more importantly, finally, retweet us on Twitter. Take the link, retweet us. Tell the world that you thought this was the funniest shit that you ever seen in your entire life, but it was the most fun and you like us. Show us some love, and we definitely will show you love back. We promise you. We're delivering content that only Sinful Black Entertainment can provide. Now, Big Sin, this is your time to shine. I want you to tell them how they can make sure that when they're on YouTube, how they can make sure that they stay on point with everything that Sinful Black Entertainment has to offer.
Okay, what I want y'all to do is go to www.youtube.com/JUTHOMPSON, or just go ahead and search up Sinful Black Entertainment. Right in the search bar, chat, you'll see our demons pop up. Now, like I said, subscribe, hit that little bell icon when you know, because that'll tell you when we live. If you were sleeping on it yesterday, I uploaded 2 gameplays yesterday for a game called Hidden Agenda, which actually you play on the PS4, but you control it with your phone.
Oh, wow. That's a trip.
And what's cool about it is, when I come out to Florida, I'm thinking about buying a physical copy of this game and bringing it when I come out with me, right?
Okay.
Because you played Until Dawn, right?
Yes.
The people who made Until Dawn made this game, but it's a cop game, and it's up to 6 players, and you can play together at the same time and find out who in your group has a hidden agenda.
Oh, wow. That's actually pretty fucking interesting. Shit.
So, yeah, we can get a group. We could do it. When we out there, we can stream it live. We could drink. Me, you, Lil, whoever the hell else is there can play it all together and have a good old time.
That sounds like fun. I'm down for that. I am down for that. So
with that being said, my name is Big Sin. That man right there is Hollywood J Black.
That's what's up.
And we are out this bitch. See you tonight. Deuces.
Deuces.